I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. And today, I'm going to talk about pets. Just randomly. I have no particular reason to talk about pets. Other than the fact that I used to have a dog, family dog, growing up. Cutest darn thing on the planet. I miss him every single day. And I'm thinking now, as an adult, about eventually getting a dog. Not in the current moment. I pretty much barely take care of myself, as you can tell by my long hair. I don't know that I'm a man who should have long hair. Once again, even though I shaved recently, I once again look like a cartoon character with 5 o'clock shadow. And it's 11 o'clock in the morning. So, moving on, back to pets. I guess what I want to talk about today is my theories on why we love pets so much. Right, think about it. And other people have talked about this, but it's my show and I haven't talked about it yet. So I'm going to talk about it. Why do we love pets so much? What is the obsession of human beings to drag animals into our house and coexist with them? I mean, just think about it in a vacuum. Just take out the anthropomorphization of the animals right now, just for a moment. What is a goldfish? We'll start with the most basic pet, the goldfish. What is a goldfish? It's a carp. And a carp is a disgusting bottom feeder. Like if you pull up a carp, there's nothing you can do with a carp if you catch it, except release it. A goldfish is just a tiny carp. That's all it is. So you take a miniature carp and you put it in a bowl in your house. Why? What is the point of that? What does it do? Well, it brightens your apartment a little bit. It puts something in that you can look at. It's something nice. And it's something, it gives you a focus. Every morning you have to wake up and you have to feed it. Every once in a while you have to clean the fish bowl. It gives you a focus and a purpose. Where do we get that from? Again, my theory. I'm a Christian. I've read the Bible. And even if you haven't read the Bible, or even if you haven't read it frequently, you know the general gist of the story. God created man. Whether you believe it or not, the thrust of the story is God created everything, including human beings. So what does having a pet do for us? Well, it fills that gap a little bit. If we're made in the image of God, then we have some of the godly traits. Now, I'm not saying human beings, oh my God, we're like the creator. No, we're made in his image, which means we have a gap in ourselves that is filled with dominion, that can be filled with dominion over the earth, which is what God gave us. Granted, most of us don't exercise that dominion, meaning we don't take care of, we don't grow plants, we don't grow crops, we don't grow herds of animals like farmers fill that gap pretty effectively. They also fill our stomachs because one farmer can take care of a large group of animals. Again, this is a very loose theory. It's a 10-minute podcast. I'm making it up as I go, people. Just give me my time here. Enjoy what I'm saying. So what do those of us who are not farmers do to sort of exercise our dominion? Because most of us don't really do that much. I'm looking around my apartment. I'm actually looking for something made of actual wood, and I'm not sure I can find anything. Maybe the floor. The floor might be wood. Maybe. The rest of it's pretty much just fancy plastic. So, get a goldfish. The goldfish is completely reliant on you. And the weird thing is, for most people who own a fish and then working our way up to cats and dogs, most of them aren't like megalomaniacs. They're not like, I must be ruler of something. No, but they do want to take care of something. There's an inherent drive to want to care. Teachers, I've often heard teachers tell me that the kids in their classroom are not just kids in a classroom. No, they're my kids. A possessive. You have a possessive over those kids because you have a drive, an inherent drive as a human being to take care of things. You want to, it's not so much be in charge as it is to guide and to care and to mold. Now, there's not much molding done with goldfish, right? You can't train it. There's not really anything you can do, but you do take care of it, and you do have a parental or guiding aspect over it in the sense that you take care of it. If you look for more complex creatures who can show you affection in exchange for the way that you care about them, you move up to a cat or a dog. I've skipped over the rodents, but rodents effectively, except for some in except if you're training like a rat or something, rodents effectively are furry goldfish. I stand by that assessment, and I'm not backing off it. Come at me in the comments if you must, but I stand by that. Rodents are furry goldfish. But a dog and a cat, dogs and cats can interact with you in limited capacities, but they can interact with you. A cat, I don't know. I never got cats. Not my thing. But I've known many affectionate cats, and many cats that are, that seem to enjoy the presence of their humans. At least the presence of their humans. Some of them are friendlier than others, and some of them are just not friendly. But some are friendly. Some want that affection. Some look for that affection. Dogs are people magnets. They love their humans. Almost universally. Statistics would tell you that most dogs, probably 85% up of dogs, love their humans and in general will love other people as well. They are the kind of creature that really fills that gap of the desire to care for, of our desire to care for things. And what does that do? What does filling that gap even give us? Like, why would we feel the need? Well, it brings us joy. It brings us happiness. When we take care of a creature well, it loves us, and we in turn love them. And how do we express that love? We feed them, we provide them water, we make sure they're healthy, and we help them live their longest, best life. I think people are probably going to disagree with me a little bit here. They're going to be like, well, no, I got a dog because I wanted a best friend. If you really wanted a best friend, dogs are pretty crappy best friends. Now, don't get me wrong. They're wonderful companions. Wonderful, wonderful companions. But dogs make a crappy best friend because you want to go to your best friend for advice. And if I were to ask my beloved dog, Doc, for advice on something, he'd look at me and he'd wag his tail and stick out his tongue and maybe bring me a ball. Now, there may be a metaphorical answer in there, like, oh, just, you got to learn to let things go sometimes, Nick, and just play ball. But like, I can't ask him for advice on my tax return, for example, when I'm going through something like that. His advice was, I should say, pretty circumspect at best. Now, they are wonderful companions, cats as well, because, you get some affection and love from cats as well. The furry goldfish and the actual goldfish, not so much. They don't really go in for the affection, but I guess I don't know, because I had a friend once who had an affectionate hedgehog. I don't know. Truth be told, I don't know the mysteries of animals, but it does, again, the one thing I do know for certain about animals across the spectrum, when you have an animal, it fills that gap in your heart of caring for something. That's my thought. It's a Friday, so I won't bug you forever, but that is my thought. It's not a long thought, but it is mine, and it is on my podcast. I'll cut you out a little bit early and let you go and live your life. I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. Go have fun finding a pet and caring for something, and have a great day.